Hi there, Dead-Eye Del Boy here, back with another video. It's been a couple of weeks, so apologies if you've been looking for some content and haven't found any, but we are back. And this was a race from Daily Race B recently at Dragon Trail Gardens. Now, it's Group 4, we're in the McLaren, and let me see if you can notice what is wrong with the start of this race. You've got maybe about 10 seconds to see if you can spot it before I reveal the huge problem we have. Have you got it yet? Let me know in the comments if you got it. Be honest. Let me know if you spotted it before this. Yep. I'm on intermediate tyres. Now, this was my first race in a couple of weeks, and that is not what you want to see when you start. Now, you go into this left-hander, and yeah, this is the sort of grip you get, and you get nowhere near the apex, you end up on the curb, and you end up face planting a barrier and getting a penalty for the privilege of that. Now, while you watch me remove myself from the barrier, you can subscribe to the channel. It would help me out massively if you could, and I mean it would help massively. So if you are feeling generous, then hit the subscribe button. You won't regret it. Now, what we didn't regret doing was changing tyres to make sure we start on hard tyres from now on, and the next race went a little bit better. We came home quite a solid position, a P5, which wasn't the worst considering it was our first proper race. Now, we get into the main event here, and we see two things to note. One, Maurizio has no YouTube channel, and he is sorry for it. He must be one of the few who doesn't have a YouTube channel these days. But the real driver was in this race. Now, the real driver is a man of many, many different names. The most famous name he uses is GT Arc. Now, I've made videos on this guy. I might have actually made more videos on this guy than I have of Kimi Vellicini, because this guy, to me, is an absolute loose cannon. He can snap at the slightest of things, cause chaos, he holds grudges, he's just, when I see him in a race, I just know something is going to happen. And the fact that I've made this video, you can probably guess something is going to happen. Now, I'm far enough back that I can obviously steer clear of any potential carnage, or can I? But we're going to just try and get this first lap underway and just stay out of trouble, just try and feel my way into the race. I know that the German behind me, Maurizio, is actually a quicker driver than me because he finished ahead of me in the previous race, so we've got that to contend with. And you can see in the radar, he's all over the back of me from the outset of this race, so I wasn't feeling particularly confident that I could hold him off, so we were going to try our best just to keep up with the lead pack, see what we can do, see if there's a decent finish up ahead for us. That was basically the goal, the plan, and we're already 2/3 of the way through this lap as we come through the sequence of right-handers. Now, Maurizio pulls off a fairly strong move on me here as he gets onto the curb, but unsettles his car, nudges him into me. We go a bit left and he takes a position. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't overly enamoured at that move. It did kind of make me a little bit annoyed. Now, I know that there was absolutely no malice in it, and it was just one of these things you get on the curbs here at Dragon Trails, and this sort of thing happens. It's very common. So I know that it was just one of these things, but I don't know. It just felt like a strong move to get me out of the way so he could get on with his race. But we'll try and stay with him. That was the plan. I wasn't going to go crazy and take out some sort of revenge act like other drivers in this race may have done or may do, but we're just going to try and stay in control of the situation and race our race. You can see here I wasn't very quick at all through that sector, and I was losing a lot of time on it, and you can see the German pulling out quite a healthy gap already on me. But around this sector of the track, it was not too bad actually, so I felt as if, you know, if I could just stay within the slipstream, then we might have a chance of just holding on to the pack. And talking about Slipstream, that's who's directly behind us, and he's made up a few places already. Very quick driver. I think he has his own YouTube channel as well, so yeah, check him out if you get the chance. But coming round this right-hander here into the next one, this was a section I was fairly comfortable on, and I hadn't lost a lot of ground here. I was actually still roughly just about trying to cling on to the Slipstream, but you can see up ahead there's going to be a little coming together now. You can see they're now 3 wide up in the top 3 positions, and that's a sign that something has happened. Now, I'll show you this in detail at the end of the race. We'll analyse it as we always like to do, but what I do now know is that our friend, not our actual friend, but the real driver, aka GT Arc, who has just pushed the German wide on that corner there, has been demoted to P3, and then this happened. Even watching it back in the replay and doing this video, it shook me, because I couldn't believe what I had just witnessed firsthand in front of me. An absolute targeted attack. It was like a laser guided missile right into the side of the Spanish driver. Now, yeah, it was just incredible to watch, and just knew that something had happened to Snap, GT Arc, aka the real driver. And we'll go back and we'll watch it, we'll see. But at the time I was just really trying to hold off Maurizio behind me. You can see here we're having a good battle now. I actually benefited in the sense that when Arc pushed Maurizio wide, I managed to obviously get up the inside and pick up the position, but now I've got a real fight on my hands, and you can see how close we are. I mean, he's basically on my bumper as we head down the straight. The thing about this situation is, because of the move on the first lap, I had the bit between my teeth, so I didn't want to just give up the position like I would probably 9 times out of 10 when there's somebody quicker behind me. I'm quite happy just to, let them go past, and I'll try and follow on rather than lose time battling. But this is a short race, and we're on the last lap already, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to defend for this. This is for a P2. I'm going to defend. It's not something I'm usually that good at, but let's test my resolve. Let's see if we can hold off the quicker driver for the rest of the lap. Now, I switched to this footage because you're going to see Gran Turismo 7 at its best here. You see, he cuts underneath me there, and we go round side by side beautifully around that hairpin, and you're going to see just how good Gran Turismo 7 can be when you get 2 or 3 drivers, include Slipstream in that as he joins the party, racing clean, racing hard, and racing fair. This is what it's all about. So, we've just seen GT Arc, the real driver, taking somebody out, showing the worst side of GT7. But look at this. This is beautiful. The footage, everything about it, just 3 drivers swapping positions, coming round for the final time, up to the hairpin, and it was just, I'll be honest, my adrenaline was going by this point. It was just a daily race B, but the racing feels real at this point, and I was really into this, and I was absolutely delighted because I've come round the final bend there, and I've managed to hold off both of those guys, who are probably both faster drivers than me. And it was just probably some of the best defensive driving I think I've actually done on Gran Turismo. In all the races I've done, I don't remember racing that hard and defending that hard. Now, the real driver is asking for people to report hard Sony, so he feels he's been hard done by. We're going to look and find out if he has been hard done by, because there's never smoke without fire when it comes to the real driver, aka GT Arc. Now, Iron Max, he was just basically calling it as he sees it, and the sad thing is, he's more likely to get a ban than GT Arc is, just for that comment. So that's the sad thing. Now, there's the move that Maurizio pulled on me that kind of got me fired up to defend so hard when it came to the final lap. But here we're going to see GT Arc. Now, he serves a penalty. This is where everything starts to kick off. He serves a penalty, then moves across to the left, kind of blocks off the Spaniard and ends up getting semi-punted. And he clearly wasn't happy about that. He clearly felt aggrieved, but we're going to watch from the Spaniard's point of view. You see Ark, he's going really defensive over to the left. Now he can only move once, and then he moves back to the right, and then he moves back across again. So he's double moved to try and desperately hold on to the position. And the Spaniard had nowhere to go, so he goes into the side of Ark. But Ark takes that as he's been hard done by, even though it was completely and utterly self-inflicted. He then shoves the German wide before locking, loading and unleashing this missile strike to perfection and absolutely murders. Yes, there's been a murder. Murders the Spaniard, and then he just battles himself round the rest of the track with a 5-second penalty. I mean, you can see here from the Spaniard's point of view, out of nowhere, absolute death. His engine's broken, his back wheels are gone. It's just a shocking act, to be honest with you, and that shows you the kind of worst side of GT7. Now, I don't know why this guy hasn't been banned yet, but he continues to ruin races. You know something's going to kick off. The annoying thing is he's a really quick driver. He's often up in the top 1, 2, 3 positions on the grid, so you know chaos is going to kick off if anybody dares overtake him. And it's really sad, to be honest with you, but yeah, there we are. The good, the bad and the ugly of GT7 in a nutshell. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. That is key and it would help me out massively. And yeah, I really just want to thank everybody for sticking with the channel, enjoying the footage, the content, and we'll hopefully be back for a live stream this week some point, so yeah, look out for that. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Goodbye.